I was diagnosed just coming up on 6 years ago now, and I'll be honest, it was a real shock to me. At the time, I was really fit and healthy. I was a competitive runner, a mixed martial artist. I did yoga, had a healthy lifestyle, and the only thing that was wrong with me was that I was going to the toilet a lot. I knew it was more than I should be. It was about 10 or 12 times a day, but it was enough to be like a warning sign in my head. So I spent a little bit of time trying to adjust my diet and see if I could correct it with that. Eventually went to my doctor after about 3 or 4 weeks of symptoms, went to my GP. He did a few tests and everything came out normal. So eventually I got referred for a colonoscopy, which is where they put a camera up to have a look and see what's going on. And the colonoscopy diagnosed me with cancer. And that was, I can tell you, a complete shock. How I felt about the diagnosis? Well, the diagnosis completely knocked me off my feet. Sitting in front of the doctor when he told me I wasn't expecting it, and he confided that him and his team weren't expecting it either. So my first thought when he told me I'd got cancer and it had spread was, that's it then. But he put it over really strongly to me. He put positivity across, and that helped a lot. So he told me that he and the team were going to be aggressive with how they were treating the cancer, and they were going to give me the best chance possible to get through this. And he kept repeating it, and it actually went into my head. And so from very early on, it helped me to get on my front foot, if you like. Getting through treatment is always a bit of a challenge, I have to be honest. I had major surgery, I had a bowel resection, and since then I've had another operation on my lungs. And I had 6 months of intense chemotherapy, followed by now 5 years of maintenance chemotherapy. So I've had a lot of chemo. And it has to be said, chemo comes with side effects. And for some people, it can be very difficult to cope with. For me, yes, I got side effects, but what I found helped me was actually realizing that chemo was there to help me. Although it was making me feel poorly, that was a short-term effect. And the benefit I knew was long-term. So every 2 weeks when I was getting my treatment, I was looking forward to it as something that I knew was positive and helping me. And I'd say that's probably one of the biggest tips I'd give to people. How am I now? I'm doing really well, thanks. So it's just coming up on 6 years since I was diagnosed with stage 4 bowel cancer. The stats are daunting for somebody with my diagnosis, but here I am and doing really well. And a matter of weeks ago, I had a clear scan, so it's my first scan. So officially I have the label of no evidence of disease. I'm not cured, but the cancer is really well under control. And it means that I live a normal, full life, and shortly going on holiday to Asia and enjoying life. The best advice I'd give, first of all, is if you get any of the symptoms that we've been talking about, go to the doctor. Go and talk about things early, because the sooner that you get a diagnosis, and those symptoms don't necessarily mean you've got bowel cancer, but if it is bowel cancer, the sooner you get that diagnosis, the sooner you can start treatment, and the more likely it is that you're going to get success. And so that would be one of the big things. And the other thing is, try and approach it as positively as you can. The results I've had have been outstanding and well above anything that you see in clinical trials. And even my chemotherapy nurse had said that she believes a big part of that has come from a positive mindset.